Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. Let's invoke the blessing of the Lord. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah Vacha Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Ishvara Parma Krishnaha Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govindaha सर्व कारण कारणम। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So dear devotees, we have been reading from book Trinadapi Suvichena by Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj. Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj ki jai. So chapter name is Kapatya, page number 87. Vaishnavas are Patita Pavan. As this verse explains, demons are by nature crooked like snakes. Therefore, to distribute a share of nectar to demons was not at all feasible, since this would be as dangerous as supplying milk to a snake. If you milk to a snake, it will only enhance his poison, nothing else. Considering this, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Achyutya, did not deliver a share of nectar to demons because they are crooked persons, more crooked than snakes. A snake can be controlled by mantra and aushadhi, medicine, but a crooked person cannot be controlled even by mantra or aushadhi. They are more crooked than snakes. Therefore, it is said, Sadhu Guru Vaishnavas are Patita Pavana, not Kapat Pavan. They are not deliverer of the crooked. They are deliverer of the genuinely distressed and degraded persons. By developing simplicity, if by chance someone goes to hell, Sadhu, Guru and Vaishnava will go to hell to deliver him. However, a crooked person who occupies by manipulation a higher position or goes to planet where Lord Brahma lives cannot be delivered. He will fall down from that position and cannot be delivered. Therefore, we say Sadhu, Guru, Vaishnava, Patita Pavana. Kapat Pavana Nai. They are not deliverer of duplicitous, crooked person, but they are the deliverer of the distressed and most degraded persons, providing that they are simple. Name, fame, and prestige, the incurable disease. You see, that's how, because of Srila Prabhupada, so many of the people, right, who were hippies, but they were simple, but somehow because of bad association, they got degraded. And then after Prabhupada delivered them, right, they become such elevated personalities. Name, fame, and prestige, the incurable disease. Then the question may be asked, why do people become crooked? Why are they not simple? Even in our Vaishnava community, this is found. Therefore, Sadhu, Shastra, and Mahajanas and Acharyas say that to be a Vaishnava, you must give up your crookedness and become simple. Also, in a Vaishnava community, you will find this crudeness, kapatya. There is no simplicity at all, but politics and crudeness. Such people are after name, fame, and prestige. Only for this reason they cultivate this crudeness, kapatya. They post themselves as Vaishnava, but they are not real Vaishnavas. Vaishnava acharyas have said, Vaishnava pratishtha sukarer vishtha. That is the stool of a hog. Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami have both said this. They never run after name, fame, and prestige. One who is real Vaishnava will never chase after it. By cultivating crookedness, these peoples are running to receive labh, puja, pratishtha, worship from others, and bigger position. They cannot understand that they have been infected by an incurable disease. They may have given up Kanaka and Kamini, gold and woman, but they have not given up Pratishtha, name and fame. Pratishtha, the stool of a hog. In Hari Bhakti Vilas, Srila Sanatan Goswami has said, one may give up Kanaka and Kamini, gold and woman, but it is very difficult to give up Pratishtha. सर्व त्यागे अपि अभेययः सर्वनार्था भुवश्चते कुर्यु प्रतिष्ठा विष्ठया यत्नम अस्पर्शने वरम. Quote. If even if one can give up all material desires, the desires for fame is very difficult to give up. This desire for fame, which is compared to stool, is the root cause of all anarthas. Therefore, one should carefully avoid touching this stool like desire for fame. Srila Sanatan Goswami has said, Vishtha, Pratishtha Vishtha, is the stool of a hog. One may have given up everything, Sarva Tyaga, all his material relationship, his wife, family, everything, but he has not given Pratishtha, Pratishtha Asha, which is stool. Mahajanas, Vaishnavas Acharyas such as Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Raghunath Das Goswami, and Sanatan Goswami have said that this pratishtha is like the stool of a hog. No one accepts stool. It is rejected, very bad and impure. However, hogs and dogs accept stool. They think that it is very nice. It is to be relished, Sara, but it is asara, useless. Those who are so-called renunciates have given up everything, they say. Artham, anartham, bhavaya, nityam. This money, artha, is the cause of all sorts of anarthas. Therefore, we have given it up. They say that they have given up everything, kanta, kasta, putraha, wife, son, family, relative, but they have not given up the pride that I have given up everything. They have given up everything except this pride, dambha, that they have given up everything. In this world, you will find everyone running after pratishtha, name, fame, prestige, to try and achieve immortal fame. Though we may die, still fame will be there. Our names will be written in the history books. Therefore, you will find that students are laboring so hard so they may have first place in the examination. Expert swimmers want to swim across the English Channel or Atlantic Ocean. If I will drown, still my name will be recorded in the history. They are so mad after name and fame, Pratishtha, they are not even afraid of death. Some people climb to highest peak of the Himalayan, Mount Everest. If by chance they die, still they think my name will be written in the history books as such a great mountaineer. This is Pratishtha. It is very difficult to give it up. A great renunciate. You will also find in Sadhu Samaj The sadhu community, a person who poses himself as a great initiate, he has only one kopina, nothing else. Another great initiate only uses bark of a tree as clothing. He never stays in one place for more than one day, and then he moves because he thinks, I will develop attachment to this place. Every day he goes out and collects his necessities, especially his food, from many places. He is wandering in the jungle of Vrindavana and Vrajabhumi, receiving Madhukari, such a great initiate. He stays anywhere, even under a tree. He does not build any shelter for himself. Outwardly, he has become Nishkinchana, Akinchana, a great initiate. But he has not given up the pride that I am a great initiate. This is Pratishtha. Therefore, Srila Sanatan Goswami has said, one may give up Kanaka and Kamini, one may give up everything, but it is very difficult to give up Pratishtha. Only for this reason a man becomes crooked, intolerant, and envious. On the material platform, it is quite natural that one becomes envious. Oh, he is making advancement. He is becoming wealthier than me. He is occupying a great position than me. Consequently, one becomes envious, and a plan is made to pull him down. In the political field, there is envy and there are political murders. This envy is based on crookedness. So, dear devotees, many learnings here. First is Vaishnavas are Patita Pavana. So, sometimes we wonder that why I am associated with such a nice guru, but changes are not coming in our life. So they are saying they are Patit Pavana, not Kapat Pavana. So we have to look inside that is our service is pure, genuine, or it is duplicitous. And then name and fame is another thing. It's like they say it's a vishtha, it's a stool desire to have name and fame. So much
Hare Krishna
austerity even
Prabhu.
we will do, but
Hare
if you look
Krishna,
for
sorry, Hare Krishna
name,
Prabhu, sorry to
name
interrupt.
and fame.
You, I have you on maximum, and periodically your voice gets very low. Maybe you don't have. Can you increase your volume?
Is it better?
Not sure. You're not reading yet, but
Is it better or not yet?
um, no, not yet. I think.
Oh, surprising. I'm so close to the laptop.
Yeah, me too. I'm like holding next to my ear the phone, and it's on max.
Can you increase the did you already increase the volume of your laptop or device? Can you increase the volume of your device?
Hold
Am
on.
I not audible to other
No,
devotees?
this is good. This is good.
It's good. Okay.
Mhm.
So point to be noted, dear devotees, here, even when we associate with gurus or saintly people, our service should be genuine, simple, and not for name and fame. If we look for name and fame, whole service gets spoiled actually. So many times we should do service, and if nobody prays, still you should be happy. If nobody notices, even still you should be happy because Acharya say that is a stool of a hog. Imagine the whole life we do service, and then this nonsense remains in our heart. That that name and fame, pratishtha. And you see, there's so many mountaineers dying. Right? Recently, there's news. So many people died, and I often wonder why in this human form of life, why they want to go to the mountain to win some medal. But human life is not to give that medal, right? Human life is to realize God. And what if one life we achieve so much and next life we become hog? What is the use then of that human life? That's why Prabhupada says that. there are two misconception, right? The number one misconception people have is that life come from chemicals. And as soon as they accept this theory or this philosophy, then they believe that there is no life after this. Because first you believe that life coming from chemicals, not from a life, and then immediately you believe there is no life after it. So do whatever we want. That's how nonsense started. So we'll stop here. Page number 90. Srila Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj ki hai. This book is very nice actually. I would say this book has to be read again and again. Because even when we join devotee community, so many anarthas remain. We keep chanting for years and years and years, but heart is not purified. So that's why, it is not about how many years you chanted, but what internal change it is coming. That's why some devotees in 2 or 3 Sunday feast, they become very nice devotee. And then some devotee, 20 years Sunday feast, still same attitude. So, so many lessons. So, dear devotees, I'm not sure when I read how many people get benefited. If somebody really, of course, you will be hearing it, but at least I can tell about myself that reading this book is very nice. It is like stays whole day. So because I'm the worst, and I think that's why I got this service so that at least I can improve myself. So now let's read Srila Prabhupada Leelamrita, beginning the temple of Krishna Balaram. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So let me see. Okay. People come to Vrindavan to give up all material anxieties and family life. So one should not be afraid. He should never mind what is going to happen. There are many devotees in Vrindavan who are not disturbed by heat or cold. But another risk in Vrindavan is to meet those who talk of the gopis but are not free from smoking bidis. They are sahijyas. We have to see who is a devotee by his personal behavior. If one is seeking money and bidis and women and talking of the gopis, then what is his position? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never talked of the gopis publicly. The real Vrindavan is not to eat prasadam and sleep, but to follow the advice of Vrindavana Chandra and broadcast his message. That is his message. That is Vrindavana. Vrindavana Dham is worshipable. Don't commit an offense here. Take it as Chintamani Dham, Krishna. Narottam Das Thakur says to see Vrindavana is not possible with Vishaya. So we should take shelter of Gauranitai, become cleansed of eating, sleeping, and mating. Then you will see Vrindavana. Don't commit offenses here. There is a special influence in Vrindavana. Prabhupada said that Vrindavana's spiritual quality was such that devotional service performed here had 100 times effect of service performed elsewhere. This is very true, dear devotees. In Vrindavana, the any fast we do, the more chanting you'll do, you will feel a different kind of bliss, a different kind of experience. You can try actually, whatever austerity we do at our home, same austerity if we do in Vrindavan, right? Like skipping meal, skipping breakfast, start or having one time meal or chant more rounds, right? But an offense in Vrindavana also had 100 times the effect. Ordinary persons, therefore, were advised to visit a holy place like Vrindavana for no more than 3 days. Otherwise, they would become slack and return to their sinful activities. So that's why often, as Shamsundar Prabhu mentioned, that many people come from pilgrimage, and as soon as they come from pilgrimage, they stop joining the calls, japa call, or they slack in their devotional service. And he was saying that if you just return from pilgrimage, you should be empowered, right? Your devotional service should increase, but it happened reverse. So yes, these are the causes. Better to come, Prabhupada said, become purified and leave on the fourth day. And the worst offense to Vrindavan is to commit illicit sex here. So don't come and play hide and seek with Krishna. He sees with his eyes, the sun. He is also in your heart. Krishna knows everything. Those who want to be devotees have to be sincere. They should not play tricks because Krishna knows everything. Be sincere with Krishna, his representative. Preach the gospel of Bhagavad Gita as it is. Become a spiritual master. After this evening lecture, Prabhupada mentioned how some of the Sahajiyas had walked out during his lecture. They are so advanced, he said, that they want to hear only of the embracing and kissing of Radharani and Krishna. They take my talks as ordinary. Prabhupada explained that this process of lecturing was to speak on only one verse per lecture, but that speaking was same as Krishna speaking. He said his own Guru Maharaj had lectured for 3 months on first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. For that he had gained great respect. See, first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, 3 months. Imagine. And it's not like he was repeating the same thing again and again. No. Every day he is quoting from different shastra. Such is the lineage we are following. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. 3 months, one verse, and different angles he was bringing to that verse. So amazing. You can't even imagine how these great personalities operate. Prabhupada learned one day that one of his disciples had left the company of ISKCON devotees to live among the Babajis at Radha Kund. Prabhupada became angry and sent for the boy to come immediately. When the boy arrived, Prabhupada went out to see him. Dressed only Dressed in only a dhoti, Prabhupada spoke sternly to his disciple, saying that monkeys of Vrindavan also live simply, but are interested only in eating and sex. Don't become a monkey. Prabhupada said, trembling as he spoke, why don't you come and live with me? The boy replied, the Babajis have given me some facility to chant. You come with me, Prabhupada explained. I will give you facility, but don't become a monkey. The boy surrendered before Prabhupada's compassionate concern. Prabhupada heard from his disciples living in Vrindavan that some of the local Goswamis had a complaint about him. They had read an article published in Back to Godhead and considered it insulting. The article written by Prabhupada's disciple Hayagriva contained a statement that Goswamis in Vrindavan who misbehaved would become hogs and monkeys in Vrindavan in their next life. Prabhupada replied that the statement was accurate. The article, he said, had not specifically referred to present Goswamis, but to any Goswami who lived sinfully in Vrindavan. They, this was not merely an opinion, but was the authoritative conclusion of the original Goswamis of Vrindavan. Although Yamuna Dasi lived in Vrindavana with her husband, Guru Das, Prabhupada really saw her. So one day he sent for her and inquired why she was not coming to hear him and serve him. Yamuna admitted that she was afraid because Prabhupada seemed to be in a chastising mood of late. She was referring to Prabhupada's insistence and pushing to get the Vrindavan temple built. Prabhupada said that only by his pushing was the temple being built. But Yamuna again confessed her fear of Prabhupada's anger. You may be afraid of your spiritual master, Prabhupada said, but that does not mean you should not come and see him. He then narrated the story of how Lord Balram had once forced the river Yamuna to come before him. As he spoke, all the devotees present became aware that Prabhupada was not only telling the Leela of Lord Balram's frightening the river Yamuna, but he was also speaking indirectly about his disciple Yamuna. See the analogy Prabhupada brings. Prabhupada has really, quick comeback. How he relate the instance from the actual incidents. Absorbed in the pastimes of Lord Balram, Prabhupada described how the Lord, intoxicated from drinking honey, had threatened the river Yamuna, forcing her to come. But when Yamuna did not come, Lord Balram had cut into the earth with his plow, forcing her to flow to him. In this way, Prabhupada said, I will drag you to come and see me. Yamuna Dasi agreed to stop her foolish reluctance and come and cook for her spiritual master. Although the afternoons were warm in Vrindavana, the early mornings were chilly. Dressed in a sweater, a wool chadar, a fuzzy wool cap that buttoned under his chin, Prabhupada led his disciples on a pre-dawn walk along Chatikara Road, with the ISKCON leaders and sannyasis staying close to catch his words. He walked and talked in Vrindavana. His walks were so long that most of the devotees became tired, and some joked that Prabhupada was going to walk all the way back to Delhi. When the sun rose, gradually the air would begin to warm. Some of the devotees had expected that in Vrindavana, Prabhupada would talk more about the places of Krishna's pastimes and about Krishna and the gopis, and the Prabhupada himself would want to see the places of Krishna's pastimes. But Prabhupada seemed far more concerned to hear of the preaching of his disciples and to discuss the construction of the Krishna Balaram Mandir. Often, when devotees raised the topic of Vrindavana, Prabhupada would criticize the cheating of certain Vrindavana Babajis and corruption within Vrindavana. Or he would speak of the special vision required one could properly see the Vrindavana. He said Vrindavana was wherever a pure devotee lived, and he stressed that devotee's main business was to go out of Vrindavana and preach. So we'll stop here at 240 page. We'll start tomorrow as they walked along the road. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So nice. So anybody has any question, correction, chastisement? Please forgive me if I not read properly. Okay. If nothing else, we'll wrap up and then we'll continue our chanting. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhu bhayevacha patita nam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anant Koti Vaishnavin ki jai. Thank you, dear devotees, for listening to me. Hare Krishna.